Okay, I had to check the audio and make sure that the audio was good. I have two messages, two separate visions that involve two separate children. And these children are not in relation to one another, but they were all within the one vision that I had. And so we're going to talk about that because I believe this was put in front of me for me to share. Okay, so the first vision that I had is about a little girl. She couldn't have been more than maybe 2 or 3, 4 at the most, but I really think she was might be like 2 or 3, being lost in this building. The building that I was in was actually like a university, like in the area where dorms and stuff would be at. I was walking through this dorm-like area that was kind of trashed and had, stuff all over the place. Maybe like a party had just happened or something like that. And as I'm walking back to my dorm room, I hear a child crying, and there's nobody else around. There's nobody in the building, nobody else in the hallway. It's just me, and I hear this child crying. And so I start looking around and looked around the corner like, let me take I'm okay. Maybe I'm okay now. I started looking around the corner. Something is happening. All right, I'm gonna have to edit this. I'm back. I started looking around the corner. I'm having a lot of distractions while I'm trying to get this message out. And there was a stairwell to the right. I looked around the corner. At the top of the stairwell was this little girl who was standing there with nobody else around. She was crying, sobbing. She looked distraught, and I immediately went to her because it was so odd in the vision. Like, what are you doing here? And who are you here with? This was not a place for a young child. And so as soon as I started to talk to her and approach her, she got scared and backed away. And I explained to her, I told her my name and that I was going to help her and that it would be okay. And she let me pick her up. And so I picked her up. She kind of calmed down. And because there was nobody else around, I left that building and went back to another area where there were staff people or members from the school who, administrative people who could intervene and take over. And then I later found out that the little girl's name was Rachel. Okay. Don't know what happened with her after that. I did not see her be reunited with any family. Yeah, that was just really odd and weird because in the building that we were in, there was nobody else. And it was a little white girl. She had brown, kind of long, curly hair. She seemed to have on a little nightgown or a little dress or something like that. Didn't have any shoes on. Standing at the top of the stairwell just crying. So a child that could be lost or could be don't know, like, that needs to be found or something like that is about to be found by somebody, a trusted person, somebody that is going to get this child to the proper authorities. Okay, the other vision that I got was of another family, this little boy. He was younger though. He was walking, but he couldn't have been no more than 2. He was young, little, cute little boy. The mother was of a Spanish descent. The father was black. This is a young couple. And I took the role more so in this vision of just observing, being in a place of observing what was going on. They knew I was there. I knew I was there, but I wasn't necessarily interacting with the child. And in this vision, it was almost like I was attending a supervised visit with them. And so it seemed like I was at their home, but like in their backyard. They seemed to stay in the desert. And the dad was taking me to the backyard area to show everybody where he plays in this jungle gym that is like on the ground. And the jungle gym was kind of odd because it was covered with blue tarp. And it's in the middle of the desert in the heat. It's like the sun is beaming down. It's very, 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 very hot, very hot. And so the dad wanted me to get inside of the jungle gym so he could show how they play outside. And you had to crawl inside because the jungle gym, it's like a dome, but the jungle gym has the big open spaces that you can crawl inside, and it's on the ground, but it's covered by tarp. I hope my audio didn't just go out because my headphones are doing some weird things. Here we go. Let me just make sure. So I crawl in, and it's very dark, but the dad has like some fans rigged up on the dome of the jungle gym, and he turns them on to show like how he can cool off the play area in case it gets too hot for him. And that was really uncomfortable and unbearable because of the heat, and it just didn't feel right. So then the vision cuts to another scene where we're at a party or something like that, some sort of family gathering, more so with the mother's family. I could tell it was more of the mother's family. And not too much was going on there. The dad, I found the dad, the child wasn't there anymore. I found the dad in another area that had a bar, and he was sitting at like a desk. It seemed like a old school desk. And I was trying to have a conversation with the dad, but he seemed very distracted and kind of like disconnected, and just kind of got up and walked away. Mumbling something, but I couldn't make out what he was talking. Okay. So from there, the vision goes to me, the mom, the dad, and a few of the other family members go to a relative, one of the relatives' house, the relatives of the mother. I believe it was like an aunt. That was the impression that I was picking up. She, I believe, was the one babysitting the child while everybody was at the party, at the gathering. And so As soon as we get inside, I start taking my shoes off. There could be somebody that has like a very narrow, like very tight entryway that has shoes stacked up on the side when you walk in. Like there were so many shoes and they were all stacked up against the wall. That really stuck out to me. I don't know why. Lots of different shoes. But I started taking my shoes off because I saw the shoes and was like, okay, maybe this is, you know, a home where they don't want shoes on in the house. And looked around the corner. I looked around the corner and saw the little boy in the living room. There were a bunch of dogs. Saw the little boy in the living room. TV was on. The aunt was standing there, kind of where the entryway and the living room kind of meet at that little intersection. And the dad got down on the floor in front of the dining room table and sat down and kind of reached his arms out and his hands out to the little boy. And the little boy turned around and saw the dad, and his face just lit up. He was so happy, so excited, right? And ran over to him, and everybody was just like, everybody's heart just melted. And I just thought, I was like, oh, that's so sweet. You know, this is such a nice part of the vision. And then the vision cut to the last scene. The last scene was, I was in a courtroom sitting and observing from the area where the judge would be sitting. Okay. I got to watch the mother of the little boy that I was just telling you about. I watched her walk into the courtroom in a jumpsuit, in a prison jumpsuit, with her hands cuffed in front of her. Head was shaved completely. Okay, she had no hair on her head, and she looked very frail, confused, dirty. And there were a bunch of, where she was walking to, there were a bunch of other people sitting in this like booth area who were also in jumpsuits, who also had shaved heads, and they were cuffed. And as she was walking in, I heard like the reason for her hearing was that she was being convicted of the murder of her own son. And the time lapse that had happened, it had been 4 years. Don't ask me how I got the 4 years. I just knew in the vision that it had been 4 years. So this child, by the time that this happened, would have been 4 or 5 years old. And this mother was going to trial for the murder of her own son. I did not see the father there, but I did see the mother. And there were other people that were involved in this hearing or this trial or whatever, because they were all grouped together with her where she was going. She was like the last person to come in, the main person to come in. There could be some sort of mother figure, maternal figure here that is present. That I'm getting two things from this. The maternal figure in the first vision was absent. There was no mother. There was no one there to look after or protect this child that was just lost or wandering around alone. And then in the second vision, I didn't really see the mother again. She was present, but she wasn't involved. I didn't see her interacting with the child. I knew she was the mother, but I didn't see her have any sort of relation. I didn't see her relationship with the child, like one-on-one or anything like that. And again, that's what I was doing. I was observing. So there could be some sort of mother figure or just a woman that is getting ready to be convicted of something, of a crime, or is being charged with something, I heard, that has to, like cruelty against children, or some sort of abuse or something. In the visions, I remember seeing her. Anytime I looked at her, she would be smiling, like she was just so like proud or happy. But I never saw her holding the baby. I never saw her interacting with the baby or feeding him or talking to him. But she would just be smiling. We're gonna pull some cards. He was the sweetest little boy. So cute. Whoa. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. No words. Like I said, in my visions, I never saw her talk. I never saw her speak to anybody. She'd just be there smiling. And I never spoke to her. Masculine. Don't pray for patience. You and I. Practice. Alignment. Getting money. Feelings. And location. Okay, location. Let's get a few more. I'm hearing like this masculine has no words. No words for something. Abracadabra with wings. Fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. Ooh. Important. Mama. A witch, a vampire, a werewolf, an enchanted one, a bastard, orphan, and or disabled. A bastard or an orphan. This mom could be a witch. There could be some sort of feminine energy that is practicing some sort of ritual or sacrificing an enchanted one or an orphan. My AirPod when I'm saying certain things, it's going in and out, in and out. It just dinged again. It wasn't doing this before. The orphan is the little girl that I saw in the first vision. Someone could be adopted, I just heard. Wow. Okay. We have the sun, health, success, happiness. Something is being illuminated here. White feather. Revelations 15. I am worthy of financial abundance. I call back all money and resources that belong to me by divine right. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Beyond protected, touch not the anointed. Oh, wow. You can't really see it on here. There is the freaking dome on the ground. This is somebody, these children have a royal bloodline. Do you see the jungle gym? I need to highlight this and mark. I'm going to do this when I get done. Can you see it? I talked to y'all about this. And I just posted on my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram at the Artsy One, I just posted on my Instagram a Touch Me Not flower. There's something going on there's something happening here. And you see how I kind of have it drawn across up under the ground as well? And you see the rays coming out from it like it's beaming with heat and light. This has something to do with the location. There could be an area that looks similar to this, that is like a dome or like a jungle gym that has something going on up under it, inside of it, around it. The next one is in your own backyard. This could be very close to you. The location is in your own backyard. It could be in your own community. It can be something that's going on in the neighbors. It could be literally in your own backyard. Y'all may hear my cat eating. Fertile birthing hips. Again, I'm telling you, this has something to do with a maternal energy, a mama. Abuse of a child. I'm not making this up. This is what came out of the deck. Abuse of a child. This mother has abused a child. And this masculine has no words. I'm picking up like this masculine he's devastated. Crimes against children. Okay. Independence. Missing. Okay. I'm not making this up. Something is happening close by. It could even be in my own community. in my own backyard, but I'm putting this message out. I don't care how many clips I got to put together, because I didn't have to stop and start so many times. I'm not going to stop putting this message out. This could have been done for the gain of money. Somebody was trying to do some sort of sacrificial ritual to get money. Thought they were going to have fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. There are missing children. Let's read Revelations 15. I live for this. This is what I'm here for. Oh, I was looking for this needle. I was looking for that. Okay. Revelations 15. 7 angels with 7 plagues. Let's go. I saw in heaven another great and marvelous sign. 7 angels with the 7 last plagues. Last because with them God's wrath is completed. And I saw what looked like a sea of glass glowing with fire and standing beside the sea. Those who have had victorious over the beast and its image and over the number of its name. They held harps given them by God and sang the song of God's servant Moses and of the Lamb. Great and marvelous are your deeds, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are your ways, King of the nations. Who will not fear you, Lord, and bring glory to your name? For you alone are holy. All nations will come and worship before you, for the righteous acts have been revealed. After this I looked, and I saw in heaven the temple, that is, the tabernacle of the covenant law, and it was opened. Out of the temple came the 7 angels with the 7 plagues. They were dressed in clean, shining linen and wore golden sashes around their chests. Then one of the 4 living creatures gave to the 7 angels 7 golden bowls filled with the wrath of God, who lives forever and ever. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power, and no one could enter the temple until the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were completed. God's wrath. There are no words. God's wrath for the crimes against these children, the abuse of the children, all of the missing children, God's wrath. There is a plague, multiple plagues headed in the direction of whoever this person and the energies that were involved in conducting these type of atrocious crimes. It's on its way. I'm just delivering the message. Protecting the innocent. That is why I'm here, to expose cruelty and to provide justice for those who are unable to provide justice for themselves. The people who are out here abusing children, people are out here doing crimes against the innocent, I'm going to expose it. That's what I'm here for. This is my job. And I'm proud to do it. I'm proud to speak up for the Most High. Record label. Somebody could be involved with a record label. It could have something to do with the industry. It could have something to do with people trafficking and exploiting children through the industry. That's how they get away with crimes against children. We don't have to worry. We are beyond protected. Sisters. There could be multiple people involved who are related. You remember when I told you in my vision, when we went to the relative's house to see where the child was, and I'm again just observing. Nobody told me this, but the energy that I felt from the lady that was watching the little boy was like that was his aunt. So the aunt and the mother are sisters. Sweet and romantic, Mr. and Mrs. We got master numbers here, 33, 44, 22, 99, 77. Those could be significant. A rainbow beacon. If you see a rainbow, that could be a message for you. Angel of Love says, keep going. 10th house energy. I saw this you and I. Mr. and Mrs. Somebody could be helping you get to the bottom of this alignment. And our angels say to keep freaking going. We're on the right track here. I know that for a fact. We're on the right track. Somebody could be coming in to help you. Somebody that it could be of a romantic nature, but they are in alignment with what it is that your purpose is. I just want to have some fun. You see the money and this gives me the energy of the mother. You remember how I told you? She didn't have no dealings with the child. She wanted to party. She wanted to have fun. She wanted to get money. That's all she cared. This is all about money. You are exactly right. You are exactly right. Handle with care. These children are innocent and are fragile and are our most prized beings. We are supposed to give them the absolute most. We are supposed to do everything in our power to keep them protected, to preserve their innocence. Whoever these people are, did not handle these children with care. Sun and moon. Again, here's the alignment. Somebody who is your direct counterpart. This could be happening in the summertime. I see summer crime wave. 60 days in. Somebody that is in alignment with your divine purpose. Maybe you all do the same type of work. Maybe they can be supportive to you in some way of helping investigate some of this stuff. We have the number 10. 1, 2, 3. Something's about to happen. I could also read that from a countdown as well too. From 10 counting down all the way to 3, 2, 1. Something is about to happen. there's a mother somewhere who is involved with other people in sacrificing, trafficking, abusing a child or children who's about to get caught. And her independence, her freedom is about to be taken away. I also got a message too from another movie that I was watching earlier before I even did this reading of state execution. A lawyer was upset in the movie, an attorney was upset in the movie because her client was going to be sentenced to state execution. And that was very relevant because I just previously had a vision of a mother coming inside of a courtroom getting ready to be sentenced for something that she had done. Let me get out this energy, go clear my energy. Whew. Could have something to do with the industry. This could be the peak, the beginning, the beginning, peaking illumination of how the industry gets away with doing these same exact acts. Because I'm not just here to target people within our local community. I'm going all the way up as well too. All the way up as well. I'm not afraid. I'm calling the people in the industry out. I'm calling out people in my community that I know for a fact are predators. And even people that I don't know. If I get a vision about children being abused or harmed or neglected, any type of crimes against children, I'm going to call it out. Because the people that need to see this video will. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully this resonated. I see evil defeated at the bottom of the deck. Clarity. Yeah. That was confirmation right there. All right, that's it.